we have Red Haze by Creo. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I am a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way that you don't have to be a professionally trained musician to understand what is happening here musically. If you like the sound of that and you're watching this on the video archive, YouTube video, whatever you want to call it, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, follow the channel, whatever term you want to use, like the video, share the video, comment, turn on notifications, all that good stuff. And keep in mind, this is my very first time hearing this track, so I will be pausing a lot, because I'm going to be pointing things out as I hear them. If you want to listen to the full track, I will be linking it down in the description. And keep in mind, this is recorded on a single take live on stream, so I might stumble upon my words here and there. Just keep that in mind. So, with that being said, let's start. Red Haze by Creo. Let's see what you got. Okay, so we start with a very quick build-up. That was very, very fast. I thought that build-up was going to go for a couple more seconds. So that caught me off guard in a good way. Very, very nice, smooth drum. And we have this arpeggiation from one of the synths. Of course, it's from the previous one. Arpeggiation is when you play a chord one note at a time. It's a very nice way of filling up time. It's a very nice way of instilling harmony over time, especially with synths that are more melodic. Makes your chords sound more like a melody and everything like that. And we have a couple of other elements that I think we have a bass going on and another synth a little bit further in the back to establish more texture. So let's see. Yeah, we have, sounds like a guitar. It sounds like a guitar with a synth. Alright. Okay, so I'm waiting for a motif. Oh, so the arpeggiation was the motif! Okay, so the motif being the smallest version of your musical idea, the seed from which everything else comes to. Usually it's more in the shape of a full-blown melody. This time it was just a simple arpeggiation of a chord. Fairly unexpected, but it is working. It's carrying the track fairly well. It's just usually when you do this kind of thing, you don't fully want to pan it and make it sound like it's part of the accompaniment. So in that sense, it was a little bit confusing. But then again, you did catch me off guard at the start with that. Now we are bringing it forward with another instrument, another synth, which is playing a slower version of the motif, an elongated version of the motif, and is pretty much kind of the same thing. Pretty good, though. The build-up, the transition there was pretty smooth. Just turning up the frequencies there was pretty good. Let's see where we go. Oh, yeah, no, it's completely different. Yeah, no, I thought it was the same note. So this is the motif then, yeah. And before that, one other concept I want to bring up is a colloquial term. By the way, whenever I say a colloquial term, it means it's not an official academic term, but it is a term that I am using to make the explanation possible. I call this off the ramp, going off the ramp, a good way of transitioning between sections or between parts. Just take away the drums. Makes you feel suspended up in the air, which is kind of what we're feeling over here. And it lets you give yourself that sense of suspended up in the air, floating around while we are introducing this theme. Once again, when you're building music, when you're composing music, you want to keep a very, very, very close balance. There's a difficult balance to achieve between giving new material to your listeners and giving them something familiar. It's a very, very difficult balance to achieve, because if you give them too many new things at the same time, you risk overwhelming the listener, and the listener is just going to tune out. And if you give them too much of the same too often, they're going to get bored, they're going to tune out. So it's a very, very difficult balance to achieve. So there you go. What are you asking me for? I think she is, but Let's see. All right, let's see where you take this through. So we have this very subtle piano with the motif being played. There's several variations of the motif. All right, we introduce the drums again. No bass drum. This build up. Let's see, where are you building this to? Oh, and there we go. Once again, one of the most powerful tools that musicians have. It's such a good way to drop beats. But then again, once again, when you're making music, you're doing one of two things. You are building tension or you are resolving this tension. This little point in the middle is your cadence. Cadence. And there are so many ways of doing it, and one very powerful one that people in the electronic music world use is silence. That moment of silence, followed by the little snare run over there, that was nice. That was nice. And yes, I heard the saxophone. Saxophone is likely going to play a variation or maybe the same motif. Let's see where Creo goes. Yep, same motif. Ooh, I like that. I like that. So, we had a little bit of a call and response between the sax and the bass. We had a little bit of bass slapping over there. So call and response is one instrument does one, or one musical line does one thing, another one responds immediately, call, response. But you can do this in a micro level when you do a call and response where part of the melody is played by one instrument and the other part by the other. And in this case, it was the saxophone playing almost the entire melody, and the very last note was played by the bass, slapping that that string, which bass slapping sounds exactly as it sounds. You slap the string of the bass either by slapping it with either your thumb or whatever else, or you pull it with either your index or the other. You hook it and you just lift it aggressively. And that sound when the string slaps back into the fretboard is that really, really nice sound of slapping. The whole concept of slapping is to not so much slap, but to get that aggressive hit of the bass into the fretboard. That's what we get when it comes to slapping. And it was really well timed. It was really, really well timed. Let's see where this goes. Trumpets! Oh, that's nice. We're doing octaves. We're doing octaves over here. Doubling with octaves. When it comes to orchestration, there is the art of doubling. That just means there's more than one instrument playing the same line. And sometimes you have to accommodate to where these things go. Right? Like where in the octaves they go. And right now, it seems we're having the saxophone. I think it's either the saxophone or a trombone and the trumpet playing still that same motif, but they're playing it parallel to each other in octaves. And it just gives it such a powerful feeling. It's so cool. Let's see. Oh, with that bass slapping. Oh, not a trumpet. Okay. Silence, and we bring in a new drum beat. Really, really nice ambience here. I like this. We are doing a recapitulation going back to that very, very beginning part, but we're adding little elements from the new stuff we're doing. You know, we just had a bit of a trumpet. We are still doing those arpeggiations we were doing at the start, and we just have a lot more in the mix this time around. So it's not a full recapitulation. Recapitulation would be just a flat-out repeat, but we're adding stuff into it, so it's a variation of it. It's really cool. Nice, Mattia, nice. All right. Okay, so acoustic guitar with this really nice synthesizer with a lot of reverb. Okay. Sounds like a fairly new motif, but I think it is a variation again of the initial one from the saxophone. See where you take this. It was really nice to hear that it's such a... The acoustic guitar has such a lovely sound to it, which goes back again to the concept of orchestration or instrumentation. You want the right instrument for the right part, not just for the sound and the texture, but because of the psychological reaction that you want. The acoustic guitar is often associated with moments of nice intimacy, not in sexual or anything, but in the moments of, you're by the campfire, you're singing a song, you pull out the guitar, you're jamming along with your friends, and you're just having a nice bonding time with those around you, or even by yourself, and you're just enjoying that small scale intimate moment. So having that, no drums, just the acoustic guitar with that extra synth, which was fairly hazy, like, Red Haze is the name of the freaking track, so it makes sense. But having that haze of the track where the audio waves are both going forward and backward. And what I mean by that is that sometimes you can flip the audio waves so that the audio wave plays backward, and it gives you this sense of kind of like reverse breathing. It's really cool. It's really weird, and it's pretty tricky to use, but it's really cool. And now we're building back to this. Back to that initial intro, adding still those distant trumpets. Okay, we're focusing on the chords, and we hit inside all of this a flying melody. Again, another colloquial term that I like to use, the flying melody. You have a somewhat busy bass line, drums, middle section, and up above you have a very simple melody just playing through, simple, long notes and everything, and it gives you the sense of just flying above everything else. Sorry, hit the microphone. Flying above everything and just exploring and going through the landscape. It's a beautiful thing. Let's see where it goes. Oh, yes, there you go. And once again, the concept of the climax is exactly this. You bring in as many elements as you have used throughout the entire track. We have the motif being played by the trumpets, and I think the saxophone is there as well. But we bring back that really nice bass and drums that we have. Oh. Oh, that EDM stuff where you just interrupt the track is really cool. There you go. And another difference we're having over here, the trumpet is no longer playing staccato. Like the previous times, staccato, staccato is that you're playing in short bursts. And a good chunk of the melody was being played in shorter bursts. Now it's completely just going from one note to the other, letting everything play out in full. Is a really good stuff. Let's see how are you going to end this, because we've got 20 seconds left. There we go. There we go. You just take everything away. Bring in that piano one last time. Oh, you bring in a variation. Oh, that was awesome. You bring in a lovely variation of pretty much a couple of the motifs we had, the variations of the motifs, and you just play it small scale. Again, going off the ramp. And once again, it seems like Creo uses this a lot. You want to make that climax, a good way of resolving a climax is to just do it softly. And this was soft. The piano was a little too high in velocity for my liking. It was almost clipping, but it was still very nice. It was still very nice. Like for me, there's a difference between velocity and volume. Velocity is how hard you're playing the instrument, and volume is just how high or low the knob is, right? And for me, I love it when you finish like these really loud, bombastic things, and you just very softly and very, very softly. Like that melody, it didn't need to be that strong a piano. It could have been like a very, very gentle, like barely audible kind of thing. It's just, mwah. It was still really good, though. It's still really good. So, yeah, there you go. There you have it. That was Red Haze by Creo. Man, we've been doing a lot of Creo songs lately, and, well, tracks. Songs are when you have lyrics and singing. But there you go. That was really cool. That was really cool. I really enjoyed it. Once again, everybody, this has been a Bastards LFA. I'm a professionally trained musician. I hope I have explained things in a way that you don't have to be one to understand what has happened here musically. If you're watching this on the YouTube archive, thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, follow the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, comment, leave notifications on, all that stuff. If you want to listen to this track uninterrupted without me pausing every 2 seconds, I will be linking it down below so you can enjoy it in your own time. If you want to request a song and you're not watching this on the live stream, go to the Discord, link down below. And go to the LFA requests channel. Just leave the YouTube link of what you want to do or what you want me to review or check there. I will review it, add it to the list if we haven't done it already and if it qualifies. Focus on video game music. Geometry Dash stuff qualifies enough. So yeah, there you go. And if you want to watch the streams live, links to the Discord and the Twitch channel are available below with the Twitch, with the stream schedule displayed on your local time zone so that you don't have to calculate and do math with those, because calculating time zones is annoying. And yeah, there you go. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. I'm enjoying the stuff by Creo a lot. There you have it. Red Haze by Creo. Good stuff. But yeah, let's move on.